Yeah, because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Did you yourself ever speak to Bert Sloan about these issues with Sabrina Adkins and Brianna Cornett? Not that I can recall. Nope. There's so much gossip and backstabbing and talking behind people's backs down there in Whitesburg. There's no way. There's no way that someone who worked there for 25 years had not heard the rumors, number one, when everybody else in the county has. There's just no way. I don't believe it. Sheriff Steins also testified that he spoke with Judge Mullins on February 1st of 22 about Ben Fields and these allegations. Were you aware of that? Come again? Were you present for any conversations between Sheriff Steins and Judge Mullins about Ben Fields? No, ma'am. Have you ever spoken to Judge Mullins about these allegations about Ben Fields? No, ma'am. Going back to this episode issue, these episodes that Sheriff Steins was having, did the frequency or severity of these episodes change over time to your knowledge between 22 and 24? They were random. They were not like a consecutive order, or you didn't notice them getting any worse over the years? No, ma'am. And you didn't notice them getting any better either over that period of time. No, ma'am. I believe there is also a department-wide. So all of the Letcher County Sheriff's Department folks, a meeting of those persons on February 2nd of 22. Would you have been part of that meeting? If it was the entire office, then yes. Do you remember a meeting where that Sheriff Steins called after these allegations were made against Ben Fields? I don't recall one, no. Sheriff Steins gave a deposition in this case on September of last year. Did you talk to Sheriff Steins about his deposition before he gave that deposition? I did know that he was having a deposition. He asked us to pull the case file. I pulled the case file and gave it to him, and that is the gist of it. What do you mean by case file? Like Ben's personal file, like his information, like everything bundled together. Okay. Did you pull that for him? Yes, ma'am. And did he review it to your knowledge? He took it with him. Any other conversation or information that you had with Sheriff Steins before he went for that deposition? No, ma'am. Do you recall talking to Sheriff Steins about Ben Fields' deposition that has occurred the week prior? I did know that Ben had his deposition, yes. Did Sheriff Steins tell you anything about it? No, ma'am. Did you know that Sheriff Steins participated via Zoom in that deposition? I did not know that he participated. Nope. And he was at some sort of sheriff's conference that week. Correct? Yes. So it is your testimony that you never spoke with Sheriff Steins about Ben Fields' deposition. Correct. Was Sheriff Steins' behavior different in any way based on your observations after that he came back from that sheriff's conference? That is a really bad time, so I don't really know how to answer that question. What do you mean it was a really bad time? Well, that was right before everything happened. So this deposition was just taken January 15th, 2025. So this was after Mullins was pew-pewed. Well, I would like to hear if he was behaving in any way that was noticeably different for between the time that he came back from that conference and the time that he gave that deposition. I would say that his anxieties were really high, I guess. Did you talk to him about his anxiety? Yes, I did. Did he tell you why that he was anxious? I know that he hadn't slept. Okay. Did he tell you why that he hadn't slept? He was just really anxious. Did he tell you, or did you have any reason to know that he was so anxious? Do what? I'm sorry. You glitched. So this must not have been in person. Did you have any reason or any information about why he was so anxious? I mean, I don't have any information on that, no. Do you have any reason to believe why he was so anxious? When he would go to the conferences, they go over policies, they go over manual, everything like that. So he is always, so it goes in one ear and comes out the other, because they didn't apply any of that stuff. And that was on a regular practice. When he comes back, he is always stressed, like trying to implement the new rules, new regulations, only it is a very stressful time for him. So we just assume that was all related to his conference, added the stress on top of this deposition. Absolutely crazy. Jeez. He advised us that he hadn't slept and he hadn't ate. When you say us, is that yourself and Miss Bowling? Yes, ma'am. Anybody else? No, ma'am. Did you speak to Sheriff Steins after his deposition on September 16th? Yes. What did he tell you about his deposition? He didn't tell me anything. He just told us that he was done and that he was headed back. What do you mean by headed back? Headed back to the office. And remember, old Dotson was there with him in person at the lawyer's office. So I'm anxious to see if we hear anything about that. So he touched base with you that evening right after the deposition? Yes. I wonder if they drove together, if they rode in the same vehicle. That would be a good question to have the answer to. What about on Tuesday or Wednesday? Did you speak with Sheriff Steins the days following the deposition? Yes, ma'am. Did he tell you anything about the deposition? No, ma'am. Did he say anything about having had an episode on Monday? No, ma'am. Any behavior from Sheriff Steins that unusual that Tuesday or Wednesday after he returned from the deposition? Yes, he was very paranoid and very, again, stressed. So that was Tuesday or Wednesday after he returned from the deposition. So it seems the way that these questions have kind of come out, he was stressed and stuff from the conference. But this answer here kind of sounds like he went further after the deposition. His behavior became much more paranoid after the deposition, which is right in line with what his lawyer is saying. Right in line with what Mickey's lawyer said about he was afraid that he was going to say the wrong thing. And then he said, or he already had said the wrong thing.